Hey guys, Baddies Midwest episode 15. And if you're watching this on TikTok, make sure you follow me on TikTok and also subscribe to my YouTube because we don't know how long TikTok will be around. So Rolly asking Slim, do she want to still be the assistant? Slim was talking about some and Rolly was like, girl, don't try to play me because you know what you agreed to. And Slim was like, yeah, well, if that's the only way I could be here, then I agree. Rolly talking about something. I know my hands. I know what I could do to Slim. So I'm just letting her talk like, girl, your hands not even all that. I don't know. Slim just don't got no hands. And you really just be tossing her around like that because of y'all weight difference, which is clearly drastic. So Natalie was like, okay, moving on. I just want to know, did Slim agree to this? Do you guys have a contract? And Slim was like, I verbally agreed. And Natalie was like, yeah, I need to know because I'm a businesswoman. So next she asked Diamond, can you tell us what's been going on? Because remember on the last episode, Diamond was already sad. So she basically ended up saying that her aunt was sick. There's nothing else that they could do. She broke down crying and Natalie was hugging her. Now, I'm not going to lie. This scene seemed fake. I'm not saying that Diamond's aunt is not really sick and that that's not why she really left or like she's not really sad. But Natalie asked her what was going on. Natalie already knew what was going on. We already know they be talking about scenes, reenacting scenes, all type of bullshit. So I feel like Natalie already knew that Diamond's aunt was sick. Diamond probably already talked to the girls about her aunt being sick and her leaving, and that was just a fake scene that they reenacted and filmed for us. I don't think Diamond was really crying right there, but I don't think that she's not really sad. So don't twist what I'm saying. I think her aunt's really sick. I think she's really sad, but I think that in the moment that we see, this is a reenacted fake scene. Now, if it wasn't a stage scene, I apologize in advance to Diamond, but that's just how I feel, and it's my review. So if she was really crying, my apologies. But Diamond does leave the house. And one of the main reasons I say that is because I felt like Biggie was more emotional in her confessional talking about Diamond than Diamond was in the scene. I felt like Biggie's emotions about her not wanting Diamond to leave and her feeling bad for Diamond were genuine. And then Tinkerbella and Diamond also hugged, and Tinkerbella was saying, you know, she's sad to see Diamond go because they really got close this season, and we know that they started out as enemies on the last season. But of course, she wants Diamond to go and see her aunt and handle her family business. Tinkerbella also revealed that she lost her uncle last season during the Baddies Caribbean filming, so she knows what Diamond is going through, and she's glad that Diamond is getting the chance to actually go say goodbye to her aunt. And in her outro, Diamond said that last season she felt like Baddies was a mean sorority, but this season she felt like it was more of a family. And you know she had to throw some shade on her way out. She said that she's happy she got to show Tink what a real friend is, unlike that shit that Meatball was bringing last season, and that Tink is one of her best friends. So then Natalie says that she also is going to be eliminating Emma. She said, we gave you another city to see if you would step up or prove yourself, but you're still very boring. But don't get us wrong. We do all like you. We feel like you're a cool girl, but you're just not bringing nothing to the show. So you got to go. So we got that out the way. Diamond is leaving by choice to handle her family business, and Emma is eliminated. So then Natalie says the next few ladies that I mentioned are up for elimination. So basically the same way Emma had some time to try to prove herself and step up, I guess Natalie is giving these girls a warning, like y'all need to step up as well. So the first person she called out was Summer, and she said it's not that Summer needs to step up or show more personality or anything like that. She said it's actually the opposite. Summer is a lot for them to deal with behind the scenes, like the Zeus production team, the stuff that we heard about her trashing the Baddies bus, peeing, spitting, throwing up. Natalie gonna say, I'm a businesswoman and it's just becoming problematic. This girl has been nothing but wild and reckless. Well, that's what you like, Natalie. You like young, wild, and reckless girls for the show because they like to fight. So you got to take what comes with it as well. Sometimes they like to fight, but they also like to do a lot of other ghetto shit too. And Summer basically said in her confessional, she's not changing who she is for none of these bitches. Real bitch since day one because she ain't promised day two. So then Natalie was like, next up is Jaden. And everybody was looking around the room. Jaden was nowhere to be found. She said later in the episode that she was checking into her hotel and getting everything situated because, you know, her and Akbar don't stay at the house, either house. They stay in hotels. And they also don't ride on the bus or the PJ. They take like their own flights, first class flights, I guess. So Biggie was super excited in her confessional about Natalie mentioning Jaden being on the chopping block. And I'm just like, girl, you really just want Anna and Tasiki to yourself, and it's sad. So Natalie was basically saying, I understand that people got other businesses they need to tend to, but if you're here to be a baddie, there's no excuse. So I guess she acting like she mad because Jaden be going in and out the house. But we done seen countless girls who y'all brought on as celebrities do that. Suki used to do that all the time, come in and out. So don't even try to act like that's the reason. The reason is what you really said later on. Jaden does her big one when it comes to performing. Everybody knows the I'm a bad little and I'm snipped like a Barbie, hips, lips, ass, and a Cardi. Like everybody knows that song. So that's good for y'all when y'all go out to perform. But you feel like in the house, she's not doing nothing and she's not getting to know nobody and she's boring. So that's the real reason. So then Natalie goes, oh, and the last person, and I know everybody's mouth is about to drop. Jela, you're up too. So y'all see Rolly mouth wide open, Anna mouth wide open, everybody looking shocked. Like, really, you putting Jela up? But the OGs was really just mad that any of them was getting put up at all. My whole thing is I don't feel like it should have been Jayla. I feel like it should have been Scotty or Tasiki. So then Natalie was like, those are the main names that I'm saying, or the people that I'm putting up for now. But all the OGs, I feel like we got to step up because I am bringing in replacements. And she said Scotty and Anna in particular. Again, Natalie knew better than to say Taseki's name because it's really Scotty and Taseki. As much as I don't like Anna and Biggie, they literally had a fight last week. Rolly's been having fights and altercations and storylines. So it's like, and Jela had some at the beginning as well. They kind of died out, but she had storylines at the beginning with Ivory and Lex. Scotty and Taseki haven't really had no storylines this whole season. Taseki had the Dolly thing, but that was really Dolly and Anna storyline, and y'all haven't addressed it since they fought. So it's Scotty and Taseki. That's who needs to step up out of the OGs. And y'all know I never agree with Biggie, but she made a good point in her confessional. She said, I feel like Natalie is trying to embarrass all of us OGs. But if she feel like we not doing enough as OGs, she need to do enough. Because Natalie been boring this season too. You ain't have no fights, you don't got no storylines, and you don't got no beef with nobody. So you're boring too, and you could get off the camera. How about that? So then Natalie says she's giving out another Baddies chain, and she's like, I feel like this person has really been standing on business, boisterous, on time to the club, they dress well, etc., etc., and she gave the chain to Big Lex. Big Lex definitely deserved the chain. She should have got her chain before Jasmine, so I'm here for that. And Anna was clapping for Lex, and she said that the chain was well deserved. So Summer went to put on Lex's chain, and Anna was like, oh, at least you acting classy now because you was acting real trashy when the last chain was given out. But obviously Summer feels like Lex deserves the chain and Jazz didn't, which is the truth. So that's why she wasn't acting classy last time a chain was given out, because it was some bullshit. This time it's not. But Lex thought that Anna was talking to her, I guess. And she was like, what did you say? And Anna was like, no, I said the chain was well deserved for you. I'm talking about your friend in the back with the pink bob. She was Anna did clock a little bit of tea in her confessionals when she was saying that the chain is losing value because Natalie is just giving them out to everybody so quickly. And at this point, she don't even want the chain because it's like, is it really for baddies or is it just for anybody who's on the show? But it's just funny that you only saying this now that Lex got the chain, or at least that's how the editors and the producers put it in the show, as if this confessional came with you talking about Lex getting the chain. You should have said that when Jasmine got the chain, because that's what really made the chain start losing value. Her giving it to somebody who literally hasn't done anything on the show, Jazz and Jaden. And then lastly, Natalie said Nunu has been standing on business, so she will be staying with the girls. And she was like, how do you guys feel about that? So Biggie was talking about some congratulations, good luck. And Anna was like, say thank you, Anna, for approving your arrival. Nunu said, thank you, Arnold. Like, girl, shut the fuck up. You didn't approve nothing. You got nodded up. What are you talking about? So we cut to seeing Emma packing her clothes, about to leave. Jazz and Lex go in her room. They hug her and they help her pack her clothes and say, you know, we'll help you take your stuff downstairs. We'll miss you. Lex said that she really got to know Emma and she wished that the other girls got to know Emma the way that she did. And then Emma said that, you know, it's kind of a blessing in disguise because her dad's surgery is this week and she needs to go home and be with her people anyway. Ivory ran outside and made sure she gave her girl Emma a hug. Y'all know Ivory love her some Emma. She been telling the girls to leave Emma alone and stop calling her boring. I also peeped how in her outro, Emma says she's never drank as much as she drank during this experience. So Baddies is definitely turning girls into alcoholics. Not cute. And Emma said know the difference between boring and quiet, and that she was here to represent all of her Latinos, so she hopes that she did them justice, and that, who knows, we might see Emma again somewhere on TV. I doubt it. So we see Emma hop in the car and ride off in the sunset. Bye-bye, Emma. So now we get to the scene with Rolly, Ivory, Jazz, Dolly, Akbar, Lex, and Summer sitting down. And the girl said that the house in Detroit was haunted and that this house is giving cabin fever. They said they're extremely cold. Summer feels like she's sleeping in a tent. And Rolly said, I don't know if this house is a punishment for what y'all been doing on the Sprinter or what. So then Dolly said that when Slim and Nunu got on the bus, her and Summer had already talked. And Summer was like, you know what? I'm not going to keep being no mean girl to her. I'm going to just leave her alone. But when Slim got on the bus, Slim approached Summer and was like, do you still got a problem with me? Because we fought the other day. But it's like, what did y'all really expect? Slim and Summer just fought. Summer had took Slim's wig. So yeah, when Slim saw her, she was on that. Girl, do you still got a problem or not? So I will give Akbar a little bit of points because she said right here that she felt like in the house Slim was getting bullied. She tried to make a joke out of it, but it do seem like everybody is picking at her. But then like 5 minutes later, she's going to be like, oh, I can't feel bad for Slim because Slim be doing too much. So it's like I gave Akbar her little couple points, but I'm going to take them right back. So as Akbar saying that, Slim walks in with Rolly's coffee and Summer's like, oh, she trying to do her job. Her snacks, her drinks, her effed up fits is not going to cut it. Summer, did you forget what you wore to the Baddies Midwest premiere? Let me remind you. You're not in a position to be calling anybody's fits fucked up. But moving on. So thank you to Ivory for actually stepping up. And this is why I gave her most valuable baddie this week. She was the one who was really standing on, repeatedly saying like, okay, she's here to be Rolly's assistant. That's one thing. But that doesn't mean that she's here to get bullied or talked to any kind of way, especially by everybody else who's not even the person she's working for. So Rolly and Ivory was like, she also did say that she would be willing to help assist everybody. And Summer was like, that's all cool, but she was still popping it on the bus. And Rolly was like, yeah, that used to be my friend, so I know that's true because I know how she is. And once again, Ivory said, okay, but in a real job, when you're an assistant, you still have to be respected. And Summer was basically saying if Slim is really sorry to Rolly, she should be standing on that and she should just be sorry. She shouldn't be with this cocky bullshit. But I feel like she's just being cocky to you because you're a newbie. So it's like she don't got the same respect for you that she got for Rolly. But at the end of the day, Slim do be popping it in the confessionals and then be smiling in Rolly face and just taking the mistreatment. So Summer was like, it's just not respected to me. And Rolly was like, yeah, well, she only be cocky behind my back, like I just said. And Ivory was like, I feel like because she's here to be your assistant, everybody trying to do her any kind of way. She said she really loves Slim. She really fuck with Slim. And she's not going to stand for the girls just doing this to her. And I like how Ivory showed respect and said at the end of the day, Slim was on this show before all of us. She had this platform before all of us. So we're not going to do that. Because that's my whole thing. I feel like all of y'all done watched Baddies before. Lex, you already admitted that you did watch Baddies before. So y'all was probably low-key fans of Slim in the past on Baddie South. And if y'all wasn't fans of her, y'all still were watchers of her. So then out of nowhere, Rolly starts yelling and she's like, hold on, because I could send both of y'all home right now talking about Summer and Slim. And I'm like, girl, what? Like, since when Rolly could just send people home without even talking to Natalie whatsoever? But I told y'all before that I felt like Rolly might have been moved up to an EP quietly ever since they gave her her own show. So here goes Rolly repeating the same shit that we already talked about multiple times this season and we all already know. And I feel like she only repeated it because she don't like that Akbar and Ivory was feeling bad for Slim. And like I said, clearly Rolly's speech worked on Akbar because after this speech, she no longer felt bad for Slim. So Rolly was like, there's no sympathy party here. She trolled me for 2 years and she knew that talking about my kid was going to get me, and it did. So then Rolly looked at Slim and was like, you're here to work, so can you give me my iPad? So Slim gave Rolly the iPad, and I'm just like, Rolly, you needed to get up by yourself and get that iPad. You're still big. You needed to be taking them couple of little steps to pick up that iPad because you're definitely not working out, definitely not while you're at Baddies, and you're drinking like a fish. So yeah, I think you need to go ahead and take care of those little minor tasks for yourself. You're not somebody who even needs an assistant right now. You need to be doing your own task. And Rolly also says she don't even know how Slim got on the bus or why Slim was on the bus. Clearly, the production told Slim to get on the bus and that she was riding to the next city with the girls. So take that up with them. So Rolly was like, Slim tried everything to get back on this show. She came to every audition and said she wanted to fight Natalie, this, that, and the third, and it didn't work. So she decided, what can I say to piss Rolly off? And she talked about my son so she could get back on the show. So Slim was like, see, no, I can't just let her keep lying on me. Like, she was talking to production. Like, y'all just want me to sit here quiet while she lying on me? I'm not going to do that. So Rolly was like, I'll bring up the video right now. And Slim was like, no, that's not what happened. And I'm not going to stand here and take that. So she started standing up. Now Akbar's in her confessional talking about, yeah, I want Slim to go home. Sometimes I be feeling bad for her, but she just do too much. Like, girl, bye. So Rolly was like, I still don't give a F about you, Slim. Slim started walking out the room and she was like, you know what? F this stupid assistant position. I'm done. And Slim was like, F you, B. And Rolly was like, okay, bye-bye. Make sure she gets home safe. I'm not even sweating her because I know how I'll do her. And Slim said, you're not going to keep lying on me. All you do is lie. Now she twisted your little catchphrase, Rolly. I hate when people lie. Do not lie. So in her confessional, Slim was like, I don't think I'm going to last being Rolly's assistant. She's clearly not going to forgive anything. She's made that clear. So F her. So we didn't get a real outro, but I'm thinking that Slim is probably going after this, but we'll see. And then Dolly and Akbar sitting in the corner talking about, yeah, we want Slim to go home, but she always stand on business. Like, shut the fuck up. So the baddies are finally seeing this house in the daylight and they realize that they're staying on a farm. Anna said that makes sense because she was smelling shit. She thought it was summer, but it was the goats. So the girls were interacting with the goats. Biggie said that Akbar looks like the goats. And then Anna was saying how she wishes Diamond was here to see the goats. And everybody was like, oh, Jaden, you missed everything. Diamond went home because her aunt is sick. And Biggie and Tinkerbella was like, well, you also missed something else. You're on the chopping block, baby mama. And Tinkerbella said, nobody's going to tell Jaden she's on the chopping block, but I'm going to tell her because I F with Jaden. And Tink was like, they think you're boring, but I know that me and you have a good time. And Nunu was like, well, where were you yesterday? And I told y'all Jaden said she was checking into her hotel. And Biggie was like, yeah, not being a baddie. And Anna defended Jaden and she was like, I just feel like she doesn't know all of us, so she doesn't speak as much when she's in a group setting. But she said when me and Jaden are like alone or in smaller groups, we have super fun. She said, I do think she needs to be a little more outspoken though. So Jaden says she accepted Anna's like constructive criticism. And Biggie was like, yeah, I'm glad you guys have so much fun together. Hating, you just so mad that Anna like Jaden and Tasiki. And in her confessional, Jaden was like, I'm just trying to understand how these bitches calling me boring, but they all be laughing at my jokes. So at this point, to me, Anna was kind of nitpicking, and she turned the whole conversation to her and Nunu. Because she goes, oh, well, I just think everybody opinion matters when it means something. But when it comes to something personal like Mariah and me, y'all opinion don't matter. And that goes for everybody in the circle. Mariah's not even here. So clearly you're talking about Nunu inserting herself in you and Mariah's issue last season. So are you calling Nunu out right now, Anna? Like, why the fuck are you bringing this up? And Nunu said, I beg to differ, because if I'm coming in the house, I'm getting to know you. I'm forming opinions and I can speak on them. And Nunu honestly seems more willing to move on from stuff with Anna than Biggie, because her and Anna already done had day ones. They the ones who really had the problem. But she said she feel like it's still smoke with Biggie, because Biggie still got an attitude with her. And she can't get over the fact that Biggie snuck her and jumped in her fight. But Biggie won't even fight for herself when people smack her in the face. And Anna was like, Nunu, I feel like we should have a conversation away from everybody, because stuff went way too far on the internet. But like, we shouldn't have the conversation here. And Anna was like, she's going to try to be cordial with Nunu, but she'll never F with her in life. I don't think she'll ever F with you in life either. And then she said, but it's kind of hard because Nunu went online and said so much stuff about her. But it's like, Anna, you the main one who be going online saying all type of crazy stuff about the baddies. Wasn't you laughing when Stunner Girl got popped, pow, wishing death on her and everything else? So let's not act like when you be beefing with baddies online, you don't be taking it too far. Then Biggie was trying to insert herself talking about, well, I just want you to know that I still feel very disrespected. And Anna was like, okay, Biggie, but we can't get into that right now. And Nunu was like, yeah, it's cool. Like, we'll talk about it later. And they started walking off. So Natalie's talking about Jela called her all night last night. So she wanted to sit down with Jela and have this conversation about her being up on the chopping block. So when Jela came in, Natalie was like, come on, I know you're mad at me. Sit down. Let's talk about it. Natalie is so fake, but we know this. So Jayla says she feels like she deserves more respect than she's getting right now as an OG. And part of the reason that she hasn't been like doing too much this season is because she feels like she's already solidified and all of these newbies are here and they need to get their shine and the viewers need to get acclimated with them. So Natalie was like, I'm going to push you guys to be the best. And, people are spending a lot of money to come into these clubs and all of us are a reflection of each other. Because after the show films, everybody ends up getting their own solo bookings. So Natalie says, sometimes I be looking at you in the club and I'm like, okay, is this how Jayla will host a booking? So to me, that basically means when we at the hostings, you have to contribute. If you're a performer and you do music, that's one thing, like you're covered. But if you're not a performer and you're somebody who's just a background baddie, who's not singing or rapping, then you have to really turn up. You have to really engage with the crowd. Kind of like we see Scotty do, like we see Natalie do. Natalie's always on the mic. Scotty's always twerking, has her hands in the crowd, interacting with the people. Whereas we see people like Jayla just standing in the back. So Jayla started crying and she was like, I know there's people who already didn't want me to be here, so it makes it hard for me to show up. I know that the fans hate me and I don't feel like they really have a reason to. I have been seeing a lot of unwarranted Jayla hate, and I feel like it really started around Baddies Caribbean, which was so confusing to me because y'all know I was completely team Jayla. I do not like Gretchen, and I was just so surprised by how many people of color, especially black people, were defending Gretch and having an issue with Jayla and saying she's a bully and now they don't like her and this, that, and the third. Like, that was not a reason for y'all to not like Jayla. Now, in general, I have said that I feel like Jayla is unlikable. Back on BGC 14, I always said that none of those girls were likable, but Jayla and the Claremont twins were like the lesser of two evils. But I didn't like either clique. So yes, Jayla was unlikable to me. But when it comes to the stuff that I've seen her do on Baddies, for the most part, she's been fine. And at some points, I have liked her. So as someone who's not even a big fan of her, I can say that I feel like the hate that I see online for her is unwarranted and like drastic. And Natalie told Jayla to stop reading the negative comments about herself. She says, who cares? Look at all the stuff they say about me. Big chin this, bad skin that. And guess what? I have the #1 show and I'm #1 on TikTok. So Natalie says she's numb to the comments at this point. And that makes sense because Natalie is very seasoned on reality TV. Jayla tries to act like she's so seasoned, but really all she's done is BGC 14 and Baddies. Natalie has done countless spinoffs on Oxygen and other networks like WeTV, along with starting Baddies and having all of these seasons. She's very seasoned. So I really think she does not give a fuck about the comments at all. So then Natalie tells Jayla, like, I hope you're ready to go out tonight. We're going to Club Element and they have a boxing ring right in the middle of the club. So clearly she's going to want the girls who are up for elimination to stand on business and get in the ring. So we have Summer, Jayla, and Jaden. So I don't know how that's going to work. Are they all going to fight each other? We'll just have to see. And Jayla was like, okay, so we're just going to randomly fight each other. And Natalie was like, yeah, duh, that's what we do every day. So the conversation ends with Natalie telling Jayla that first things first, they're about to go to this corn maze or cornfield. So the newbies are on their bus and they're all just talking about where they're going. And Summer was like, I think it's like a pumpkin patch. And then Dolly comes out of nowhere and she's like, where Emma at? And Summer was like, girl, she gone. She left. Dolly talking about, oh my gosh, she gone already. Like, you the main one who wanted Emma out with Summer. So don't be acting like you sad now. Talking about she wanted to say bye to Emma. I don't think Emma probably wanted to say bye to you, Dolly. So please. But Paula says she was sad that she didn't get to say bye to Emma and that she really liked her. So we see the OGs getting on their bus. And when Rolly was coming through, they was like, damn, Rolly. Damn, Rolly. Damn. I'm like, damn, Rolly, you really still big. Like, what the but it's nice to see that the ladies are debunking the rumors that they don't eat. So they have upgraded from chips and alcohol to cup noodles. I'm proud of them. And Rolly was just talking about Slim again, saying how Slim got fired after Baddies South because she was difficult to work with. She was drunk every day. Back on the newbie bus, Summer says, be honest, who y'all think going home, me, Jela, or Jaden? And Dolly was like, I feel like that was just for TV, like as far as them even putting Summer up for elimination, because she was like, Summer been popping her shit this whole time, and Jaden is clearly boring. So then Summer was like, P and Jazz, who y'all want to go home? Be honest. And they both said you. And Jazz was like, it really just don't even make sense for Jayla to be on a chopping block with a bitch like Summer. So Summer was like, I respect it, but I ain't going nowhere, hoes. So back on the OG bus, they was basically trying to figure out who Natalie is saying she's going to bring in as replacements. So all the baddies got to the corn maze, and I noticed how when Dolly came up, Anna was like, my bitch got her fur on. She ain't cold. So I guess Anna and Dolly cool now. And Lex was like, I don't know what we doing, but if it's a race, I got legs for days. And that had me thinking about that episode on Jocelyn's Cabaret when she had the girls do the obstacle course. I feel like that would be another good activity for them to do on Baddies, like go to a gym and do an obstacle course. I would definitely want to see Scotty versus Lex because they like the athletic girls. So Natalie comes and she's like, oh, whoever gets through the corn maze first gets $5,000. And I'm looking around like, where's Tasiki in this scene? This is what I mean when I said Natalie was picking and choosing with Jaden, because you talking about Jaden was busy attending to her other businesses, like she wasn't in the house enough for you, but Tasiki's not even here right now. They start running through the maze. Biggie says she was following Natalie because Natalie set this up, so she think Natalie got the cheat codes. Anna says she came in and she came right back out, and Rolly says she never went in. They both said they don't do cornfields, they don't do that scary shit. Rolly says she watch a lot of horror movies, and when somebody go in a cornfield, they never come back out. Anna and Rolly talking about they going to take their shortcut to the end so they could get their money. And Scotty said in her confessional, I got heels on. I'm not running through this corn maze because Natalie ain't giving nobody $5,000. And if she did, I want to see it. So Jayla was actually the first person to make it out of the corn maze, and she was like, give me my money. And then Anna and Rolly was like, oh, we won. Like, we at the end. No, y'all never went in. Y'all literally walked around the corn maze and went to the end side and waited for everybody else. So Biggie and Jayla was like, Anna and Rolly cheated, and Natalie was like, yeah, they never went inside. So I wonder if Jayla ever got her $5,000. Like Scotty said, probably not. Jayla said, I won, and anybody who got a problem with it could run it with me right now. So then Rolly and Anna started play fighting with Jayla a little bit. Jaden and Tinkerbella came running out of the maze. They was not feeling it. They said it was a lot of bugs in there crawling up their legs and a lot of little prickly stuff in the maze. Jaden talking about her ass itching. I don't know about that. So Natalie was like, come on, girls, we're about to get on a tractor. Last time we were on a tractor in Baddies South, we came up with Baddie Shot O'Clock. And Jayla was like, yeah, we did. Girl, you're a liar. Y'all came up with Baddie Shot O'Clock, if I'm not mistaken, on Bourbon Street. Or y'all was somewhere on a street. And y'all was all drunk and started jumping up and down. And y'all was saying some other shit. And then Bree was like, Baddie Shot O'Clock. And Krishan and everybody turned around and started saying Baddie Shot O'Clock. Natalie just don't want to give Bree her credit. And of course, somehow Natalie made a hayride a drinking activity and said that they needed to get some shots. So as they're walking onto the tractor, Anna was telling Summer, this is your last hayride. So Jasmine was like, we're on this tractor and I hope nobody gets knocked off of it. Natalie was like, we've all been getting to know each other and I want to know who you guys feel you've been getting the closest to. Obviously, she's talking to the newbies. Lex said Tink, and a lot of the girls agreed because Tink has been one of the main baddies who was in the house with them. And clearly she's been really getting to know them and being nice to them. So that's why I made her my most valuable OG of the week. Tinkerbella said Natalie's never around, but it's always a time with Tink. So then Pretty P says she likes Anna, and Summer was like, well, we know Jayla hasn't been getting close to anyone, basically saying that Jayla is like distant or standoffish from the newbies. And Jayla was like, yeah, I could tell you're not getting close to anybody either. Those baby hairs are ugly as hell. And Summer said, no, they look like whatever that is you got on your head. Jaden was trying to say who she got close to. I think she was saying Anna and Tasiki. But Biggie was like, girl, we can't even hear you because Summer and Jayla talking over you. And Summer was like, Jayla, I just feel like you got a broom stuck up your ass. And Jayla was like, I don't give a F what you think. I think you're a weird tacky bee with no class and no couth. And Jasmine was just sitting there nodding her head in agreement, of course, sitting right next to Jayla. So the episode basically ends with Jayla getting loud saying, I don't give one mother F what you saying, B. So 9 times out of 10, we'll start episode 16 with the continuation of this Summer versus Jayla argument and the rest of the hayride. We'll also see the ladies go to the club and Biggie and Natalie are going to get into it. I think this might be when Biggie got mad that Natalie played Stunner Girls music. Natalie was yelling on the mic at Biggie like, tomorrow, be ready to get your fat ass whooped, bitch. But we also saw Jela and Summer get in the ring, and Natalie was like, this is for the elimination. One of these bees is going home. But I kind of feel like neither one of them is going to end up going home. If anything, Jaden will go home or nobody will go home. So the day after that, all the ladies are sitting there, and Natalie was like telling Biggie, I'm basically letting you know that you're being demoted. You're not riding on the jet anymore. And Biggie was like, it ain't nothing. So then we see the OGs on the private jet, and Tinkerbella has taken Biggie's spot. So now Biggie is riding on the bus with the newbies, and Tinkerbella has made her way to the PJ. And Natalie is asking Rolly, what is she going to do with Slim? She said that Slim was at the club last night turning up. And Rolly was like, yeah, I think it's time for her to go. Like, she's got enough clout off of me. No more camera time for her. She needs to go. So I think Slim is done. And for this week, episode 15, my most valuable newbie is Ivory for standing up for Slim. My least valuable newbie is Emma. Bye, Emma. I'll see you on TikTok with your dancing videos. My least valuable OG is Natalie. I said, why would you put up Jela but not Tasiki or Scotty? And my most valuable OG was Tinkerbella. I said all of the newbies besides Paula and probably Dolly said that Tink was one of their favorite OGs and one of the ones that they felt they are getting the closest to, which shows me that she's being warm and opening up to these girls and not treating them like she's better than them because she's been on a season before. And my least valuable celebrity, which I didn't even have to include because I've been combining the OGs and the celebrities, but I just had to give Jaden a least valuable celebrity shout out this episode. I said, you ain't doing nothing and it's time to go back home and be with them kids, babe. I like Jaden, but she ain't doing nothing, so she could pack it up. I still want to see how Akbar and Tommy's interaction is, so Akbar can stick around for now. And that's my review of episode 15 of Baddies Midwest. So I will see y'all next week for episode 16. And if you're watching this on TikTok, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube because we don't know how long TikTok will be around. And if you are watching on TikTok, also make sure that you follow me. All right, see you later. Bye.